Hey everybody, Bart from Bicycle Rider YouTube talking about the Serial1 Bash Mountain. Now this is a really cool bike that I'm excited about just because Serial1 has answered a lot of the problems that I see coming into the bicycle shop. I do own Biloxi Bicycle Works. I am an e-bike mechanic. We work on e-bikes every day. We work on the good, the bad, and the ugly and everything in between. I am proud to offer this bike to my customers just because it is one of those rock solid options that people can get on and just ride. A lot of people don't understand the gear systems, the motor systems, and the applications that make an e-bike, an e-bike last for a long time. Some of the problems with current e-bikes are big motors hooked to bicycle parts who aren't quite prepared for the power that those motors deliver, and when the end user doesn't quite know how to put the power down and change the gears and makes things last. So what Serial1 has done has offered a single speed drivetrain hooked to a carbon belt drive. That virtually means no maintenance, no gears to switch, no problems with those two situations. It just eliminates a lot of the problems and makes it fun for people just to go out and ride their bikes. If you do want to ride a little bit rough, if you do want to ride a little bit tough, sometimes it's the derailleur that is deviating, causing a lot of problems with the chain and the sprockets and the overall drive system of the bike. This bike is perfectly okay to go launch off a few curbs, to go get a little rowdy with, to go up and down a few flights of light stairs, to go across a gravel parking lot, to go up and down the beach with a little bit of sand. This bike is really suited for the urban environment. As you can see, it's got integrated taillights, it's got a headlight, and it's got an integrated badge up here. So it's also fairly lightweight. I'm a 150-pound guy, and I can pick up this 48-pound bike no problem. The weight of this bike is also centered very low in the frame. So the 530 watt hour battery is centered very low, and it keeps this bike really, really fun to ride. So, if you are a bicycle rider, if you are a mountain biker, if you're a guy that likes to ride fast around town, this is a very rowdy and playful bike that does all that very well, but does it without a lot of maintenance issues. You can see there's not a suspension fork on there. That's what helps keep this bike light. But with the big air volume tires and the suspension seat post, you once again are eliminating a problem point. Suspension takes maintenance. When you take the suspension out of the bike, you also take some maintenance out of the bike. So with Serial1, they have just kind of stripped down what you don't need and give you what you do need. And what a lot of people want is just a quality e-bike that you can go out and ride without a whole lot of maintenance and being able to have a bit of fun doing it. E-bikes are fun. I see a lot of people getting health and fitness off of their e-bikes. Of course, there's a lot of people that want a commuter e-bike, something a little bit more commuter-centric, get back and forth to work, carry your bags and your panniers and your groceries. That is really cool, and we do, Serial1 does make the Rush City. So the Rush City is good for that. The Bash Mountain is more of that rowdy play toy, something when you get off work, blow off a little bit of steam. Pull this thing out of your garage and head down the sidewalk through the park, around the lake to the beach, hit some trails, and then stop by your favorite, your favorite establishment and see your friends for a little bit. So the Bash Mountain is a great bike for someone that just wants to go out and play and get a little rowdy. Now, again, if speed is not your thing, or sometimes you're just not in the mood, you can also ride this bike very easy. It's got a Bros motor with a Bros controller. So it's 66 foot-pounds of torque, which makes this a very torquey and playful bike, but also makes it manageable with the power. So you can go from, say, 40 to 90 miles on this bike, depending on, what power situation you put this bike in and what, what style of riding you're doing. Let's say, you want to bust a sweat getting to your favorite tavern and have a couple beverages with your friends. Show up sweaty, you did a bunch of work, and then on the way home you might want to just cruise. Well, put this in a low power situation and cruise home nice and easy. There's many ways to ride this bike. I really do like the Serial1 Bash Mountain just because it is that bike that really simplifies a lot of the problems that are involved with e-bikes today. And believe me, being an e-bike mechanic, a professional e-bike mechanic, that work on just about any e-bike out there. I do see a lot of e-bikes coming through my door. I've never heard of those brand names, and people that are having problems with those motors, with those controllers, with those batteries, look at me for help. And a lot of times, if I don't have a roadmap, and most of these companies aren't sending information to local bicycle shops to help fix the problems. All I have is a big question mark. I don't know what to do with those bikes until I start tearing into them. And if I have to charge a customer by the hour, it can get very expensive. When you buy, let's say, a Serial1 Bash Mountain from Biloxi Bicycle Works, that is my shop, I have a roadmap. If this bike comes back in with problems, I have Harley Davidson behind me. I have Serial1 behind me. I have people who, I can call and ask questions. I have diagnostic tools. I have people to help me with your situation if this is your bike. If you bring in an unbranded bike, something that you've bought off the internet that has no local support, I have that big question mark. Question marks cost money. I can't do a lot of research for free. If you can contact your e-bike company and get the parts you need and I can install them lickety-split, well, then we have a different situation. But most of the time, that is not the case. You're dealing with customer service. They want you to bring a bike shop, and not a lot of bike shops are going to work on something until they get a deposit. Especially with the e-bike side, when we've all been burned a little bit by putting a lot of time and effort into, repair situation and still can't make a customer happy. So I suggest, if you're looking for a problem-free e-bike, a problem-free situation, check out Serial1, check out Harley Davidson. You can only buy these from, authorized dealers here in the Gulf Coast region. If you're around Biloxi Bicycle Works, come talk to us. We know these bikes. We ride these bikes. We take them out camping. I might take one of these home with me tonight. And we'd be glad to give you firsthand information on them. And we're here to help you, with the sale, with the education after the sale. And if you have any problems or concerns, after that, we're here for you. Definitely check out the Serial1 brand. And the Bash Mountain is one of those really cool bikes, like I said, to go out, get rowdy, and have a little fun with. The simplicity of the drive system is a big plus. So don't think because you don't have 21 gears, you're getting the short end of the stick. Actually, on the contrary, I'd rather have one gear that does everything really good, especially when that one gear is hooked to a carbon Gates belt drive and a very reliable Bros mid-drive motor. A lot of good things to be said about this bike without even going into the high-tech portion of it. And the high-tech portion, real quick, I'll touch base, is an app. The app is hooked to Google Maps and helps track your rides and find where you are and track your battery life. I mean, there's just so many cool things with the Serial1 app that's part of the cloud. Anyway, any questions, hit me up. My name is Bart Luther. You can find me at Biloxi Bicycle Works Tuesday through Saturday, and I'd be glad to help answer any questions. If you do want to come see this bike live and in person, just pop in the shop. I'd be glad to show this thing off to you. All right, Bart from Bicycle Rider YouTube. Thank you.